Seraph community. I'm Kristen Laffey, one of the producers here at Seraph. I am joined by world-renowned glassblower and winner of season 1's Blown Away on Netflix, Deborah Tresco.
Hi, Kristen.
We're here at Brooklyn Glass, a glassblowing studio that Deborah works out of. Seraph community, are there any other glassblowers out there? I'd love to know in the comments or in the chat. I am just really curious about your life as a glassblower and a full-time artist. Tell me about how you got into this.
So when I graduated from undergraduate school, basically had studied psychology. I was on the volleyball team at Rutgers.
Okay.
And so those are my two main avenues of interest. When I got out of school, I didn't really know what I was doing because I really wanted to be an athlete, honestly. But there, of course, was really no future for women in athletics. So I had to rethink life. So I immediately got out of New Jersey and came to New York City, where I met tons of artists for some reason. And one day, an artist friend of mine, I was doing a project at Urban Glass in Lower Manhattan, and I saw a glass for the first time and fell in love. That was my first love, really.
Wow.
My first big love was glass. But really because it was such a seductive material and such an androgynous material, I identified with it in a soulful way, I would say. I really wanted to work in this material, and this art form really combined my two interests. Art is very embedded in psychology, and glass is partially like being an athlete. It's very physical.
We should talk about what we're going to do today.
Well, I'm making an exclusive piece for Seraph. It's the first time ever. It's going to be a goth poached egg vase.
Nice.
So I make a lot of egg themed work these days, but this one's going to be all black. Sexy, beautiful, flowing. I'm going to capture that life in that egg. Really, really the blackest black you can get in glass.
So yeah, let's hop to it. Blow away.
Let's do it. Okay, we're making a goth poached egg vase, and what we're gonna do is start by making the yolk.
Okay, let's yoke it up.
You're just all goth.
Get yoked.
Okay, yeah, this is House of Deborah with assistants, Danny and Amy.
The Queer House of Deborah.
Here we go. All right, so now we're gonna cool this pipe. We'll let this solidify so I can gather again. Then I'm gonna take some black frit on the surface. That's going to color the surface of this, and then I'm going to gather clear over it again. So I'm trying to get a size about bigger than a golf ball. Does anyone out there play golf? I don't. This is black glass that's been ground up. So now I'll reheat this and then go in there a couple more times. So this is called the glory hole.
Glory hole, huh? Welcome to Seraph.
Modern times are calling it the reheating chamber, because we get so many giggles. Too many people know what that is nowadays. It used to only be the gays.
Have you ever gotten badly burned?
Yeah, glass is hot. It's 2,100 degrees back there, so one wrong move, it's over. In the beginning, I mean, people are slow, so pace and efficiency is really important to not burning yourself. So it's hard for beginning students sometimes because they spend more time at the furnace. It's hard to just pick up. You don't read a book or watch a YouTube and become a glass maestro. And that's really where mentorships are very, very important. That's what I'm trying to finance my vision of what the hot shops should look like to reflect the world around me or the world I want to see, just creating that world. So I think this is how we're going to empower our community more. And this is something I always wanted my entire life, to exist as a queer person with that kind of intersectionality. Obviously, if you're here in Seraph, you're hungry for community in this way. Have you been able to find ways outside of this? I was mentored in the beginning by someone, and without that person, I don't know what I would be. But honestly, I didn't have another option going. And it was about survival for me back then. I didn't have a lot of support in any way. So I was kind of out there alone, trying to make a go of it, and I was attracted to glass. So I was mentored. It was just sort of really life-changing to have that person step up to the plate and give me access to a furnace, as the voguing community has done.
Yes.
I really like that model as I grow older of being sort of like the house mother. I don't know what the glass verbiage is, the equivalent of the voguing community, but that model is really inspiring to me. And it really makes growing old a purposeful thing, like growing older a purposeful thing.
If anyone is looking for to mentor me or Deborah in business, I need some business help too. I could use a tax accountant as well. Are there any other needs you have? I'm sure there's a lot of people out here.
So many needs. Notice it looks like an egg?
Yeah.
That egg shape is one of the preliminary shapes to gather onto. The thing about glass is you constantly have to be rotating it or gravity takes effect. So we have some unseen forces here that are like act upon the glass.
Right.
One of them's gravity, one of them's centrifugal force.
Okay.
So turning pulls the glass outward and gravity pulls the glass down. It's a very bizarre way to work a material. Now I'm gonna reheat.
I mean, I can not even stand nearly as close as you, so you must be somewhat used to it.
I am
okay.
Trying to hide behind this.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, go for it. So now we're going to transfer this. We're going to put something on there called a punty.
Wow. That just came right off.
Okay, one more heat. This is the dramatic overlay drop. Here we go. Keep going, keep going. There we go.
Bench, glory hole, garage, blowpipe.
Yes!
Got it.
Getting the lingo down.
I want to talk about the themes surrounding your work.
The themes really are based on gendering of objects, gendering of occupation. Everything around us is in this gender binary. Like the meat chandelier is the polar opposite of a typical chandelier because a typical chandelier is based on flowers. What is my iconic maestro subject matter? I went the polar opposite and created like a sausage chandelier. Is really super sensual and sexy just as much as the flower ones are. Playing with the idea of the glass floor having been traditionally a masculine dominated place, and now it's being occupied by something else. It's becoming more divergent as a result of more people getting involved. Was
your entrance into this glass blowing world smooth?
No, I think just entering into this world, which was really pretty much defined by machismo and straightness up to this point, was not necessarily welcoming, but it drove me to become really good at it. Like, I wanted to master this just so there could be no dispute that who I am and what I am showing up here is a master. And that really drove me for a long time. That's shifting now. I feel like it's a time to just claim this space as a place of diversity and celebration now, as opposed to a fight. It doesn't feel like a fight anymore. It's a time of building, I think.
What was the themes or content of your work in the beginning?
Oh, the beginning was very technically driven. I wanted to become a master, so it was pretty athletic and technical. That aesthetic I had back then is really coming into vogue, or coming into, it's,
so glass is like sand and limestone and what else?
Soda ash, limestone. It's really something you find at the beach.
Well, this is me at the beach, burning like crazy, red, hot, melting.
Now. Blow hard. Stop. So we're going to use this tool outside the bench now.
Okay.
We're going to flatten it like a fried egg.
Perfect.
I mean a poached egg.
Right.
And flip, cap, flip. Yeah, flip and cap, flip. Okay, here, up, okay, and flip. It could be traumatic to lose something that you're falling in love with, but here you have to really compartmentalize because creation and destruction we see are part of a continuum. And through destruction, things come out of the rubble in a way. So in the destruction of something, you get to reevaluate that piece.
There's like beauty in the imperfection or the malleable look and feel of glass too. Like, were you ever like stressed about making it look like perfect?
What I love about it is like, it is capturing a moment. It's like capturing a live thing. The sort of bougie aesthetic of the past was like stripping the material of that. And I hated that. But I try to find the combination of my human life and the glass's life. I don't want it to be perfect. It's very queer. Queer is quirky, thank God. I mean, bougie is boring. I use the sensuality of glass to express my queerness. I'm not going to deny I have a sexuality or a sensuality.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a very sensual person, and that's why I was attracted to this material on some level. It's me, and I'm it, and like, it's my material equivalent.
What would you say to a young artist starting out, or even just yourself?
You have to be yourself. You have to figure out who your authentic self is, and then be that person.
How did you find out who your authentic self is?
Well, I think I knew all along. It was just like, sometimes, obviously, as a queer person, when we go into spaces, we compromise or hide parts of ourselves. So society forced me to hide parts of myself, to play the straight way, basically, and try to fit into that, as opposed to now just forming a parallel universe. I'm scarred from those early interactions and prejudices against me and people telling me what I should and shouldn't look like and be, and realizing all the time they were mediocre.
Yeah.
And like I had the genius, it's obvious.
Yeah.
So
I love that you call yourself a genius.
I think I have genius in me. I communicated through the glass. I don't think everything about me is genius. I'm learning a lot. Still, I mean, like, enlightenment is the point of life, right? So I learn all the time. But I think I do have genius within me. And mining that genius is what I do with the glass.
Serif community, what would you guys say to your younger selves, knowing everything you know now?
Perfect. Good job.
Woo! Woo! That was wild. I did nothing, but I want a high five too. Yes! Rock and roll! That was wild. All right! That was so metal, man. Oh my God. Okay, that's incredible. So how long does it have to be in there for?
That's gonna be like
Overnight?
48 hours.
Okay. Wow, well that was incredible.
Hot one today.
This is an exclusive piece.
Yes, that's the first ever Goth Egg, the new team.
Yes, and the first House of Deborah egg experience.
Yeah, we went for it and we got it.
Yeah, we got it. It looked great. There was some tense moments there, and I think I got a little sunburned, but you know what? I'm feeling great. No, I mean, just, you know, it's like watching a sports game or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
sports and psychology, people's art.
That's you. Wow, wow. This is the culmination of all your talents.
Huh.
Right. Bye. Deborah, I'm a big fan. Get it?